Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're gonna take another look here at Bitcoin, see what's going on. The question I get a lot, is it going up or down right now? Actually, I get that question almost daily on every single altcoin and Bitcoin, but today it's extra special occasion. We're gonna look at some big picture macro data as well as some back end, level 2 data, things that we can't truly see on the charts that are really important, and just kind of quickly understand that. So again, if you're new to the channel, I'm not a financial advisor. I love to teach people to trade. I hope you can learn something here today. Obviously, if you want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is a site. Link down below. You have access to our trading community. We have some phenomenal traders here as well. Alexandru, my admin, 422% and 260 from Bitcoin and BNB. Then Nate Dogg, this guy's awesome. He's kicking some butt here. Those are 3 different trades here from Bitcoin. This is all just in the last 24 to 48 hours. So keep up the good work, everyone. Super happy for you. We've also got some fantastic trades as well. Don't want to provide that to you just yet, but we want to kind of take a look at a few other factors first. So the thing we want to look at, we can open up with high block capital data, kind of see what's going on here and kind of work our way down, because it is important on the back end to understand kind of what's going on with volume, liquidation levels, and open interest, and kind of to see how many positions are being opened and in what type of positions, right? So if we take a look here, of course, we can see obviously yesterday shorts got smashed. All right, so be careful again, like I mentioned previously, shorting at this point. If you're going to, which we do actually have a short position open, it's really tight. If you're going to short, just make sure that you keep it close. I don't think we're going to see any kind of correction at 25,000 anytime soon, right? I think that's a thing of the past, at least for now, until we get there, right? I don't think we're going to see that. We can also see a lot of people asking more so than buying, right? In other words, we got more asks than bids at this point, and it's one of those things where we want to see the price action likely come down from here. Okay, so again, one of those things here where there's more people trying to sell than buy, that kind of just tells us that the price could come down. We can see right now here today too that there is, yesterday there's a lot of long positions being closed. That's likely because of the price dropping like it did here recently, but also more important, there's not a lot of longs being open today, and we can see more shorts being opened than longs. And it's not a dramatic difference, not a large disparity, but that is something that's important to recognize. We scroll down as well, we can also see here too that there is a lot of, let's see, scroll back out a little bit here. For open interest, there's a lot of interest here at about 30,100. So that's kind of a point of contention there. You can kind of see here that the price action does look like it wants to come up further here. So in other words, we take a look at 30,100. A lot of longs are hedged right there, so they're kind of underwater right now. They got squeezed out at 29.7, but at this point here, we can also see some early shorts still in profit for the moment. So again, shorts are kind of winning for the most part right now, but it's not a large difference there. Keep in mind there's a lot of support in the 29 to 29.5 range. The price wicked down to 29.6 and came right back up. So I wouldn't expect a dramatic decrease in price, but I'm leaning a little bit more towards the price correcting itself here soon. So we might see somewhere in the range of 29,000, somewhere in that range as a potential reality. Is that a 100%? I don't think so, but I do think that we could see something along those lines. So looking at the price action here where we're at right now, we can see the price is trying to kind of struggle at 29,900. We've seen that price continue to get retested multiple times. So let's talk about that. And actually, why don't we look at the bigger picture here first? So I want to kind of pull up some monthly data here and just kind of bring out some realities here. So first of all, this hasn't happened yet. We got a MACD convergence on the horizon here. So if we can sustain 30,000 or higher, then I think there's a good chance this month that we're going to see the price action increase. In other words, the price should continue to converge here on the monthly if we see the price holding strong. We can also see that we're trending just above 50 on the RSI. Now that's really important to maintain 50 on the RSI because that's an extremely important value. So just note that that is going to be very, very helpful to be able to maintain that. We can also see, of course, that stochastic RSI is increasing as well, but we could be coming to the end of this little push here. Again, this is more macro. This hasn't come to fruition just yet, so I'm not super concerned with that. But what I want to look at is the moving averages here. We're still maintaining above the 50-day simple moving average, which is right there at about 25,500. So 25.5 is a good price there. We can kind of see holding strong. So Bitcoin is essentially on the right side of the tracks. We're looking pretty good on the monthly. Okay. Now let's take a look at the weekly and kind of see here. We got a strong weekly candle here, but once again, hasn't fully closed yet, but we are still looking pretty strong, right? So in truth, we're above all moving averages. 26.5 is kind of where all the averages are kind of hanging out there. And as we can see right now, we're in a position right now where the price action is above 50 on the RSI. And however, the MACD is trying to converge. It hasn't just yet, but it will soon. Okay? So we're looking at a pretty good situation here overall for Bitcoin. I think the weekly is looking fantastic too. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the daily and see what's going on here. Because with the daily here, we can kind of see the price action looking to kind of do some things here, right? We're rejecting off of 70 on the RSI. We can kind of see that the price action is hanging out right there at 70. We can also see stochastic is coming up very high, and MACD is fairly well maxed out. So in truth, the price could continue to run, but there's also a good chance we could see a pullback soon. Okay, so to me, when we see all these overextended states, it would make sense for the price to pull back. But again, we're not there yet. We will see here soon if that's going to happen or not. Now again, we want to kind of pay attention to a few things on the 4-hour as well. Let's kind of take a look here at the 4-hour, because when it comes to the 4-hour, we want to kind of see that we are trending pretty positive here in the sense we're kind of 29,800 is a tentative support level for the moment. So we can kind of see that holding. We're well above 70 on the RSI still. So to me, this needs to come down further in order for us to be able to have that next leg up, right? So continue to, I guess, be patient, if you will, but it's important to understand that the 4-hour time frame here is looking fairly decent in a way, but also overextended. And what I mean by that here is we take a look at TD sequential. We hit a 9 here previously at 28,200, and the price shot all the way up for an extra 5, 6, almost, no, that was 8 4-hour candles afterwards to effectively get us to the price action we're at now. So it's all well and good, don't get wrong. I think 30,000 should hold as a support, but once again, we lose that support level, we could very well see 29,200, 29,100 as the next potential range there. Okay, so keep in mind, price action could pull back here soon. Again, it would make sense to have a natural correction. I don't think it's going to be that severe, but I do think the 28,500 to 29,000 range would make sense for a correction. Again, this is just based on the overextension that we have here so far. Not a reason to take a trade. We got a lot of good fundamental things going on in the market right now. And of course, if you're not familiar with that, be sure to check our Twitter. We actually have a lot of good opportunities over here. Furthermore, too, we do have a giveaway here also. So feel free to like, retweet, and follow us here over on Twitter so you can have a chance to get that giveaway. All right, so taking a look here at the 1 hour, let's go ahead and summarize here and kind of see what's going on with TD sequential. We can see that we are kind of coming down here essentially. We got a little dip and a little bounce off that 29,800 mark, and then tentatively we are above the cloud here. And I like to emphasize tentative because obviously it's a pretty big cloud, but generally speaking, as long as we can maintain a price about 29,800 or higher, we should be in pretty darn good shape. So I think at this point we're looking pretty good for the price action to continue sideways and up, at least on the hourly. We want to kind of give it its chance to be able to maintain that. But we also got to recognize that on the 4 hour, we got a pretty significant disparity there, and the price action could very well come down lower. Okay, so again, we kind of got some conflicting information here, but for the most part, I would speculate that we should see this level here continue to retest. If we come down, I mean, here's the cool thing about the situation right now. On the hourly, we've got a decent amount of support here, right? So even if the price comes all the way down to 29,200 or heaven forbid 28,700, we're still above the cloud in that situation, okay? And that's a very, very good sign. So even though, yes, it does tell us that we want to close our long position at this point and have taken profits by now if you haven't, you can see the conversion line is above the baseline, and that's basically telling us, or sorry, it's below the baseline, telling us that we're losing that momentum, okay? So again, there's a good chance we'll see a little bit of a downshift, but I don't think it's going to be a significant disparity, okay? So again, if you're going to short, make sure they're fairly tight shorts, which we have right now. And of course, big picture, if the price action were to continue to increase, consider a long position, but we want to make sure we kind of give it a chance to consolidate this out level, because there's a good chance that a pullback would make a lot more sense than an increase from here. Again, a lot of different situations could unfold. I know it seems kind of conflicting what I'm telling you, but I'm leaning a little bit more towards the price action pulling back in the immediate future for a leg up off this most recent high here. Because again, if you take a look at this most recent high around 29,000, 29.2, the price action right there, that would be a good point in which the price would bounce. Okay, because again, that'd keep us in the cloud, it'd keep us above the previous high, and it would allow for the price to continue higher. So I'm leaning a little bit more towards that at this point. I think that we're looking pretty good in that sense, and the overall sense of things we're not too bad off here. So again, mostly bullish, but I would say a short-term correction would make a lot more sense at this point. All right, hope that makes sense and hope that is beneficial for you. Thank you again so much for joining us here. If you can, again, do us a quick favor. Go ahead and like, follow, subscribe, the whole 9 yards here for YouTube, but also over on our Twitter. We're trying to grow that new community there. It's a really cool experience. It's awesome to be able to interact with everyone too. So thanks again for the wonderful feedback we're receiving. And again, to our current community members who took some healthy profits here recently. We'll look forward to seeing the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Take care. Thanks again for your time.